All right, well, our crazy weather continues. It is about 82 or 83 degrees outside. I don't know if it's actually going to rain or not, but we've got to wrap everything up early today. I've got other stuff I'm going to be doing with the kids. And so this bathroom floor has been torn out multiple times from the looks of it. And the last time when they put it back, as you saw me on the camera kind of struggling, the glue on this is substantial and in contact over most of the surfaces on the board, and that really makes a difference. I'm probably going to do the same thing when I put it back, unless we put it in tongue groove. Regardless, I'm going to screw this floor down, but the more I find underneath the floor on this side of the house, the more sure I am that we're going to have to redo almost everything over here. You know, that was initially the plan, but you always hope that it's not going to be as bad as you think, but it is as bad as we think. Let's take a couple of looks at individual things here. So to start with, we've got quite a bit of damage on the original boards that we're running through here. So they've been cut off and replaced with pressure treated. Great. That's not really a problem. They put some blocking underneath of this one here. We've got support running all the way down to the ground. Great. But it's 2 inches lower than it's supposed to be. So that's not really going to work out for us so well. This board over here, I don't know if you guys saw this on the videos we were going through, but this isn't attached to anything. And this one is only attached to this side over here. So you can actually lift it completely up just by hand. But you can see I've got big gap where this is nowhere near close to where it was supposed to be. We're going to take out all the copper. Like I said, nothing's going to be on the exterior wall anymore. We'll run the line over into the walls for the toilet. We've got a drain over here, which is great. That lets you take the water out of the system. This runs down into the septic, and we've got our vent pipe coming down right here, oriented the correct direction, which is nice, so that no flow goes up into it. But this has been spliced in multiple times as we go across. So I'm gonna have to dig this out down to the septic, but by now the video should be out from the kitchen. And when I took the trap off in the kitchen, I could hear water running, and we could smell full-on sewer the second I disconnected it. So I don't think this right here, because I smell nothing with these pipes being open. The sink underneath the kitchen and this here are either correctly attached or fully attached, and I'm gonna get a look underneath the sink and find out what's going on. If we're on a septic, great, we'll deal with the septic. If we're on sewer, great, we'll start paying for our sewer rates for that. But we've got copper, we've got iron pipe, we've got, like I said, multiple repairs down in here. We've got splice cut boards running across. This pressure treated isn't even a single support going across. In and of itself, that's not terrible, but this is not even remotely close to a good way to do a level floor. Then we've got a thin layer on top right here, probably, I don't know, 1/4 inch, that might be 3/8 plywood on top of our original decking over there, which sags down. And then we've got plywood, which is probably screwed and glued like this is. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not flush with the bottom of the board. It's close, but it's about 1 inch off over there. So we're gonna tear all of this out, all the way over to the kitchen, probably the entire house, but our pile is getting completely out of control over here. That's a lot of weight on that floor. There's a lot of material to take to the dump. So if we don't get the super heavy thunderstorms that they're calling for tomorrow, we'll probably come back down and work on that. There might be a gap here where I'm not going to be able to work on the house for a couple of weeks, and I'd really like to try and avoid that, but it might happen. So if we do, we've got some other projects to work on, but this is clean for the most part underneath here. I know there's some debris and stuff down here, but there's not much that a rake isn't going to handle. And I'm going to pull all the wires out because none of this is acceptable. They've got the wires literally laying on the ground, all over underneath the house, and I'm not okay with that. I mean, I understand you want to get under the house, you want to repair things, but you know, retainer strips are not that expensive. They're not that hard to install. And I get back over here, crawling underneath this probably would have been a problem. And that's a big part of why I'm so happy to see that when we're taking this out, it's going to make a material change in the floor, because tearing things out when there's nothing wrong with it just so you can access it is really frustrating. And the fact that it's going to address a number of the issues in this house by tearing this out and doing the repairs is excellent. I don't love spending the money, nobody does, but it's going to be a good result when we're done. And then we can clean up everything underneath this floor without having to crawl around to my elbows and my knees. This over here would not have been too bad. This is coming up to above my shin, so I could have got underneath here reasonably easily, but this is not, over here is not dug out nearly as much as this section is because there was all this plumbing. Now over there, underneath the floor, I keep spinning you guys around, we've got enough that I could possibly sit up underneath the floor and do work over there. But why have one side of the house be completely repaired and good to go and leave the other side of the house with pretty significant problems, especially with rotted out floor, the piecemeal floor work? So we're going to get a good look at that once all of this is gone, peel everything out and see if this floor was done with piecework like it had been done over here, and make decisions based on that. But all the floors need to be level, they need to be flat, they need to be true and solid. So that is what we have right now. And I think, let me check the time. Yeah, I've only got 15 minutes left. So clean up down here. I think we're going to throw a bunch of this into this pile over here. And all the nails have been pulled from this section right here up to about that outlet. And I've still got wiring to cut out. And yeah, I think we're going to be back at this again tomorrow with a very, very full trailer. And if it's not raining, we might pull some stumps. But we're calling for 1.5 inches or so of rain tomorrow. And if we have any leaks, we will be able to find it very quickly looking up into this ceiling. That's going to be it in here for today. I don't think we can get any more on the trailer. So now we're going to go load up the trailer and take as much as we can possibly safely fit on that trailer to the dump. I'll see you guys when we're done with that. As we've been going along in the project and tearing things out, the house is smelling better and better on the inside. But when it rains, it's bringing up quite a musty smell, and there's a lot of surface materials left from the old house that still have to go. And right here is where we start tearing out the kitchen down to the studs for the final clear out. All right, after taking a break from what we were doing from the loading, we've got solid 10 feet completely full on the trailer, up to probably about 3 feet or so all the way across front to back for about 10 feet. So that's a lovely collection. We still got this in to get on there, and then we'll top this off with some plates, but we still have all of this floor to pull out, probably all of this floor to pull out, this entire wall to take out. We're going to tear all this out and see what's underneath of there. Taking out this section here. Linoleum still needs to come up, and this floor over here is pretty clean, well, by comparison to the rest of the house. And so I'm gonna set you guys up, and you guys can watch the rest of this get tossed out. Maybe we'll pull a couple more of these panels down and put them in there. This has been a pretty long day for us, so please bear with. I'm moving a little bit slower, and yeah, it just keeps going. We'll keep at it. Since this dump run has already been completed, I thought it might be fun that leave me some comments as to how much you think this final weight is, and I will congratulate the closest without going over. Much bigger than I thought it was. It's just gross.
Well, it's heavy on the way to work tomorrow. Okay. Not really.
Okay, well, we've got a very full trailer here. We're all strapped up. We've got heavy boards on the top covering us up. We got the heavy bags in the back and the light ones on the top. We're at a bit of an angle here. So yeah, another dump run headed out. We'll get a measure on this. We're at about 11,000 pounds right now. We still got a whole bunch to do here at the house, but it keeps going. Every day it gets a little bit less that we've got to do on the list. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments. If I've earned your subscription today, I appreciate it. Thank you for your time, and I will see you guys on the next one.